How did the concept of bases in sexual acts come about, and does everyone use the same definitions?
Hello, and welcome to our discussion about an interesting metaphor that's commonly used to describe various stages of physical intimacy in relationships, the concept of bases. We'll take a look at how this metaphor originated, how it's generally interpreted, and if its definitions are universally accepted. We'll also touch upon why it's important to have clear communication and consent in any intimate relationship, regardless of how the stages are labeled.
What are the bases?
First, let's clarify what we mean by bases. This is a metaphor borrowed from baseball, where runners must touch each base in order to score a run. The metaphor is used to describe various levels of physical intimacy generally agreed upon as first base, kissing or making out, second base, touching above the waist, third base, touching below the waist, home run, sexual intercourse. Remember, these definitions are a part of a societal construct and are not set in stone. The emphasis here is on generally agreed upon.
Origin of the bases.
The exact origins of this metaphor are unclear, but it's believed to have gained popularity in the United States during the 1940s and 1950s. During this time, society had a more conservative view of sexual behavior, and direct discussions of such matters were often considered taboo. The metaphor of baseball allowed young people to discuss these topics in a more veiled and acceptable manner.
Are the definitions of the bases universal?
While the bases are commonly recognized in many Western cultures, it's important to understand that not everyone defines the bases in exactly the same way. Different people, cultures, and communities may have their own interpretations. Furthermore, the metaphor itself might not be known or used universally. It's largely a cultural construct, not a global standard. Also, people's understanding of what each base represents can change over time due to societal shifts and personal growth. This is why it is crucial to communicate openly and honestly about expectations and boundaries in any intimate relationship.
The importance of clear communication and consent.
It's worth repeating that, regardless of how we label different stages of physical intimacy, the most important aspects are clear communication and mutual consent. It's essential for all parties involved to feel comfortable and agree on what each stage entails. After all, each person's comfort, safety, and well-being are far more important than sticking to a metaphorical playbook. In conclusion, the concept of bases in sexual acts has an interesting history and can be useful as a form of shorthand. But it's crucial to remember that the definitions can vary and that open communication and consent should always take precedence over any metaphor. Thanks for joining us on this exploration, and we hope it's been enlightening.